If you are someone who keeps starting over with your nutrition for fat loss, I want to speak to your heart. I want to give you some hope today. You're not failing, you haven't failed, and nothing's wrong with you, okay? And by the way, you're definitely not alone because most people feel this very same way. I see you trying. I see you going all in, trying to do all the things at one time. I see you telling yourself, this time it's really going to stick. And then what? What happens? We know. Something happens. Life happens. You feel overwhelmed, and then you get off course, you get off track, fall off the wagon, whatever you want to call it. We have these things that we call it. It kind of cracks me up a little bit. I mean, I was there. And then you get frustrated. You're frustrated because you feel like, I can't do this. I feel like I'm not somebody that can do this. Well, I want to assure you that you absolutely can do this. And today I want to speak with you and give you hope in that you can do this. And what's going on here is not that you are not able to do this. It's probably that you haven't quite learned what you need to do for yourself, or no one has really shown you in a way how to build your nutrition for fat loss, how to build your nutrition for long-term maintenance in a way that works for you, that works for your lifestyle, and that you can actually stick with. It's that simple. You're in the right place if you feel like that. I want you to take a deep breath. I want to give you some hope today, and just know and that you can do this. And we're going to get into it in this episode today. So I want to show you some things. I want to help you see things in a way maybe you haven't seen before. That's going to be very simple, and you might have some I hope you have some aha moments today as we talk about it, because you can actually do this in a way that feels doable and stay consistent. So, and in control. We all want to have that sense of control and be able to feel like we can trust ourselves and that we feel confident in what we're doing. So if that's you, girl, stick with me. I want to give you some hope today. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Rock That Fitness with Anna Rockstar. And you, girl, what are you doing today? What are you up to? Are you out walking your dog? Are you doing some gardening? The weather might be, doing that for you where you are. Are you driving to work, driving home from work? Whatever you're doing, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in once again to Rock That Fitness with Anna Rockstar. And you. Today, before I get into this episode, I just want to bring an announcement, just an update, just a reminder that this year we are doing our 5th annual Rockstar Retreat 2026. I can't believe we've already done 4, but this year it's going to be very different. The heart of Rock That Fitness is in there, but it's going to be special in a way that there are certain women that are going to be here for this particular retreat. And if you are the woman that that you have been putting everyone first, you are showing up for the world, you're working all the time, you are feeling overwhelmed, overworked, overtired. And it's not just a retreat, right? This is a time for resetting, for re-putting yourself as a priority, putting your health as a priority, your fitness as a priority. But above that, going deep, connecting back with yourself in this place, and connecting with other women who are committed to their personal growth. Because, girl, you and I both know that if we want to really make changes, not just in our health and our fitness, but in our lives, we must make our personal growth a priority. So if that's you, I really want you to consider it, okay? Tickets for Rockstar Retreat this year, the deadline to get your ticket is April the 14th. I sure hope I don't know if I've been saying a different date for the deadline for the ticket, but anyway, that is the deadline, April 14th. that will give us all the time that we need for the planning, coordination of everything, and give you time for your, setting up your travel and your lodging. Give this gift to yourself. If this is a time on your calendar that you can truly set aside for yourself, you don't want to miss this. We have some very special things planned for this retreat that are going to enhance your connection with yourself, your mind, your body, in a way that's going to just be completely transformative. It's really going to be transformative. The theme this year is Rockstar energy. And the reason we're saying that is because energy is everything. Everything is created by energy. But even beyond that, it's a frequency that I know that if you are drawn and you're coming to this retreat, your energy and the energy of those women who have already signed up, which I'm kind of blown away, and I'm excited about all the women who have already signed up. There is a special energy for the right woman this year. And this gets me really excited because I don't know, you know me, I live to live my life fulfilled in every aspect, in any way, and always. And I want that for you too. And I want that for every person that, I encounter. Anyways, I don't have any special speech or marketing promo to say. I just know that the heart is here for this. And if you've gone to Rockstar Retreat in the past, of course, this is going to be it's going to be up leveled from that. But if you have been to Rockstar Retreat in the past and you're kind of thinking, I've already experienced that. Yeah, you have, but it's going to be next level from that. So I'm just saying, you don't want to miss this. So come on, get on board. It's going to be amazing. We are hosting this at Lively Beach, which is this beautiful resort right on the beach. Yes, it's way better than being in a hotel. Each of the rooms has its own kitchen. They're condos and they have their own kitchen. We have a boardwalk going straight out to the beach. It's got an amazing, beautiful swimming pool. And we have Ray Ann Mullins coming from North Carolina she's an expert in, doing breath work. And we have another special guest coming to do a sound bath. And I've experienced sound baths, and I know a lot of women are probably like, I know some of our rock stars come are like, I don't know what a sound bath is. Well, it is literally an out of body experience with sounds of different instruments that are like, crystal bowls that make these beautiful sounds, these vibrations, frequencies, sounds, and a few other instruments that are used. But I'm telling you, it is truly an out-of-body experience that it's not woo-woo. It's something that takes you into a place to your future self. I know some of this might sound crazy and wild, but I'm telling you, I've been experiencing that, and this is the stuff that makes life blows your mind, that makes life so much more exciting in who you are, in your purpose in life, and what you're doing and how you're showing up every day, and in your relationships, your relationship with yourself, with your spouse, with your significant other, with your kids, with your parents, with the people that you work with your friends, this is next level. I can't say enough about it. And so, yeah. And by the way, yes, Flying Free Band, my band, is playing. We are scheduled to play for the finale on Friday night, but we're not going to be at Surf Club this year. We're going to be at a very cool place, a big place downtown called Bus. It's a bar under the sun. This place is amazing. I just had a show there last weekend, and we're excited because there's so much more space. It's a lot bigger. So yeah, Flying Free Band, and the guys in the band love this, and they're so pumped and excited about it. And we have a lot of exciting activities that are planned, but also there's a lot of downtime to hang out on the beach, relax, and really just, bask in nature, bask in the energy. So hope you'll come. All right. let's get into today's episode. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about, what it takes to really do your nutrition in a way that it's going to stick. What I see so many women doing is jumping ahead to, track their macros, track their calories, making sure they're getting protein or their fiber, but they've skipped some very important steps. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. And also I want to talk about the concepts behind habits and habit formation. And so in all of these things, I have my notes here, but in all of these things, this is how we set ourselves up for success and not constantly, restarting, because we were never meant to keep restarting. Right. And I think back on my own, and I'm going to, share some of my own experiences here too, where of course I can relate, because I was the one that was starting over, but I didn't necessarily realize it, to be honest with you. I didn't really realize that I was starting over all the time. I know that might sound kind of funny, but I was, at this stage, I see it. And, good for you if you notice that that's something, because awareness is the first step for real change, but we need to take some actions in that. But that's what I want to talk about today. And this is inspired by, many conversations that I've had with either my clients, in RTF, or, future clients, people that I've talked to in the DMs and in social media, and just everyday conversations. And this has inspired me to bring this conversation today, because I just keep seeing it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like seeing it. I'm not frustrated. I'm sad. Like, you can do this. It's just a matter of, I hope this sinks in, and I hope I want to encourage you to not take this lightly, because I think that we want to be in a hurry. We have timelines, right? Oh, so-and-so is getting married at this date, or this big event's happening, in May or April or June or whatever it is. And then you get so fired up and you're so concerned and about that timeline, and that you just jump ahead. And here's the thing, we have to think about what is required to establish habits, because it's the habits, it's the behaviors on a pattern that we create that is truly going to be the answer to the success that you're going to have. And in order to have success, I can understand, you have this thing that you want by a certain date, but that's really tripping you up, because it never worked in the past, and it still isn't going to work today. And I'm going to be the big meanie to say it, but it's true. What works is forgetting about that and really focusing in on what's happening with your habits, your patterns of behavior, your patterns of thought. And so that's what I want to talk about in here. And I'm all about eating healthy and nutritious. I'm all about, strength training on a plan and doing that regularly on a routine regimen. But I also, above all of that, know that if we don't establish the habits, then nothing else matters. And so let's get our mindset right. Let's do that. So, so my first thing, I have 5 little things I'm going to talk about in this episode. And the first thing I want to just talk on and touch on is, the problem is not that you don't have the knowledge, right? Because I'm pretty sure, girl, if you've been following me and we're friends and we vibe, I believe, I have a hunch that you have a lot of knowledge when it comes to fat loss. You probably have a lot of knowledge when it comes to healthy food, healthy eating, maybe even calories, maybe, macros. But the problem is not you not knowing the stuff, not having the knowledge. It's not that you need another course, more knowledge. It's that, again, here we are lacking the habits. And I hope that by us talking about this, you can see this in a way that helps you release yourself from any self-judgment, release yourself from, emotional feelings, like negative emotional feelings about this, or guilt or shame, because that just doesn't work. That doesn't help the situation. Most women already know what to do when it comes to nutrition. That was me. I knew I was a nurse. We studied this. I knew. And not even before I was a nurse, I've been doing fitness and nutrition. Even back in the day when I was in the Coast Guard, I was the fitness representative. I was helping people lose weight back then. So this goes back for years. It's not just since my transformation. I had the knowledge, right? But what was going on? We know calories matter. We know protein matters. We know that we need to be doing these things, but we're not at a point where we're doing it consistently. And so this is not a motivation problem, because motivation is a feeling and it can help you get started. But we know motivation is fleeting. It doesn't stick around. This is not a discipline problem. Look at your life. I bet you have a lot of things that you're very disciplined at. So it's not that you have a problem with discipline, right? This is a habit problem, because knowing what to do means nothing if we don't have the habits in place to actually follow through. And maybe this time it'll be different for you to think about this in a way, because this is the biggest deal. Women all the time are saying, my biggest problem is consistency. Well, what is the problem behind that? It's just habits. I'm always keeping it simple, girl. It's always simple. Simple is the key. It's not complicated. I'll tell you right now, if it was, I wouldn't be doing it. I need simple in my life. That's how come you don't hear me talking about, I don't get into the weeds when it comes to all of the details of stuff, because it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. This really is simple. Got to make it simple for yourself. All right. So the next one I want to talk about is trying to do everything at once. Okay. Trying to do everything at once. This is an issue that I see time and time again, even with my clients. I have to remind them, hey girl, I see you over here on step 10. I'm just exaggerating. But did you do step 1 and 2? And I'm asking you this because trying to do too many things at one time too fast is just doing yourself a disservice. You're not getting where you want to go. You're spinning your wheels. You're trying to, we only have so much energy, so much mental energy that we can put towards any one habit. Speaking of habits, I'm just going to throw this out there because I have it over here on my shelf. Atomic Habits. Have you not read that book? Now, I learned about this book well past I'm not saying like I know it all and I've arrived. I'm just saying apparently I was putting that stuff into place before to make this happen for myself, for my own personal transformation, for my own fat loss and maintenance. And then I started hearing about Atomic Habits and people were asking me, did you read that book? Everything you do is like that. No, but I got the book and I was like, wow, this book is great. Lots of insight. I highly recommend. That is a great book. I might need to read it again too, because it helps me remember things that I can help us remember as reminders. But yes, if you haven't read that book, Atomic Habits, that is a great book. And, it's also on audio. So check it out. So this is where most women are going wrong because, and that was me too for years. That's exactly one of the biggest problems I would have. I would get gung ho. I need to lose this weight. I'd be so frustrated, girl. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, like I'd be so disgusted, so frustrated with my weight. I mean, nothing fit. Even if it fit, I was uncomfortable. I hated it. I hated my clothes. I hated anything I was wearing. I was very insecure about my body. And I pretended like it didn't bother me. I wore baggy stuff, all of the things, but I'm just going to say I would get frustrated and I'd be like, you know what, that's it. And I'd be like, that's it. This time I'm serious and I'm going to work out. I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to eat healthy every day. And this is happening, right? And I would get gung ho and I would do all the things. But what happened was I wasn't creating one habit. I was trying to do too many things at once. It's like trying to juggle. This is a great analogy. I wanted to do this because this is a great analogy. Trying to juggle. You've never juggled before in your life. And I hand you, I'm just going to make it simple. I'm going to hand you 3 balls to juggle. Okay. Now go juggle. You might last 2-3 seconds. But if I hand you 1 ball to juggle, can you juggle that 1 ball? Yeah. And how proficient can you get at juggling that one, right? How about, can you do it and then do it in a way that you don't even have to look anymore? Juggle that 1 ball. This is exactly how habits are built. Our brain and our body need to sync. We need to have that body and brain coherence, if you will. Once you can juggle that 1 ball, that one habit, second nature, all the energy that went into learning that one juggling of 1 ball, now you don't need it anymore. You don't even think about it anymore. It's like, second nature. Boom, boom, boom. I can do it with my eyes closed, right? That one habit. Now take all that energy that it took to learn that one juggling of that one habit, and let's add the next one. This is what we call habit stacking. Now you can do that. Well, it's one of the ways. Habit stacking also has another definition, but here I'm calling it this. This is the issue. We want to juggle 10 million balls, and we haven't even learned to juggle the first one, right? You jump. Let's put this in perspective. When it comes to nutrition, you're jumping from tracking, you're just jumping right into tracking a calorie deficit. But did you first create the habit of tracking all of your food consistently and accurately? That is one habit. That's one skill. It is a skill to tracking, becoming aware of all the food that you eat by tracking all of your food, right? That's one skill. And so do you think that if you were just, I'm going to jump into trying to calorie track my calorie deficit, this right here, this is the issue I see over and over and over. Women are jumping straight into tracking a calorie deficit, but they don't have the habit of tracking food. And so they're frustrated because they can't stay consistent with tracking their calorie deficit. But here's what they're doing. They're trying to track all of their food. They're trying to hit a calorie amount, and they're trying to hit a calorie deficit. You see, they jumped to step 3. So what about women who are trying to track all their food, hit a calorie target, hit a calorie deficit, and hit their protein target, and hit their fiber target? You see, we're trying to do too many things at one time. I don't know where you're at with your journey, but think about how this applies for you so you can let go of doing all the things at once, and then all the balls are falling. So it's actually faster. You're going to get to your goals faster if we just start stacking one habit at a time. Okay? Not all at once. What's going to happen when you do that? You feel overwhelmed. You feel over-restricted. It feels hard. It's too hard to do. And then boom, you fall off, right? And then what? You're going to start over again. So it's not that you can't do it. It's just that you're trying to do too much, too fast for habits to form. A habit requires focus. And truly, our brain cannot focus truly, scientifically, neuroscientifically on more than one habit. I'm not saying don't do other things, don't work out, don't get your water, don't try to sleep well. Like these things, we need them. But whatever the habit is that you are working on, let's put your energy there and let's form that one habit. This is how you're going to get successful. One habit at a time. Number 3 point. Real change happens. Like I said, this is the segue into this is one habit. This is my segue, right? Here's the shift. Focus on one habit at a time. And instead of asking what's the perfect plan, right? We need to ask, what is the one habit that I need to build first for you? Like, what is your first habit? And this is how I work with the women that I work with in a small group setting. This is not cookie cutter. I do not do cookie cutter coaching because I know that every woman has her very own skills already. She has her very own experiences and history and patterns. And so ask yourself, okay? Because habits are built through repetition, consistency, and simplicity. And I'm telling you, if you have any kind of barrier or friction, it's going to be hard. This is why we have to focus on just one thing. Keep it simple, because that way, when you focus on one thing, that's simple, right? Give yourself space to get good at it. If you're not good at it yet, and you're in a hurry to get to the next one, what's going to happen? This is like trying to build your castle on sand. Okay, and this is trying to build a roof of a house without having a solid foundation. I'm not talking down to you, girl. I'm just giving you some ideas because I too was that. I was there. Okay, so I get it. So we've got to build the solid foundation and then you can build on top of it. You want to build your brick house, we got to build a solid foundation first. So awareness is the first habit that's going to change everything. And side note, the hardest part about being aware and staying aware is remembering to be aware. Remembering. And here's the side note. Have a mindful practice every day for yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to become more mindful by having a mindful practice. Might be 5 minutes a day, but train your brain to become aware, because in that training every day, what's happening is it's going to spill over throughout your day and it's going to help you become aware. Awareness. So this needs to come first before calories, before protein, before anything. We need to become aware of our food for fat loss, for food, right? So we want to build this first habit of awareness with our food. That means, do you know how much food you're eating every day? Do you know what is your right now? How many calories? This is huge. Listen up. How many calories does your body require right now just to simply maintain your current weight? You got to know where your starting point is. If you don't know your starting point, you can't get to your destination. You won't get to your destination without knowing your starting point. Just like a map. You got to know where you are before you take off on your trip, right? Same thing. But simply becoming aware of what you're doing is huge. And so this is how I help my clients. Let's start tracking all of our food so that we, one, become aware of the food. And how many calories does your body require right now? Which means tracking all of your food consistently and accurately for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, just to find out what that average calories is to maintain your current weight. And maybe you're saying, oh my gosh, Anna, that's too much. Well, what's the alternative? If you don't know, then you don't have power. This is how you're going to get back your power, by knowing. And if you feel overwhelmed because it seems like too much, well, then ask yourself what you're thinking. Are you putting more into this than I'm saying? I'm not saying do all the things, right? I just said start with square one and build from there. Maybe you just want to get a notebook and start writing down your food every day just to become aware of it. Because at the end of the day, you can just look at it. No calories, but just becoming just that simple awareness of your food, I bet you, is going to start making you have better choices for yourself when it comes to what you're putting in your body. Because we know, right? We know what's healthy food. We know what's not. And I'm a big fan of enjoying my cookies and donuts and cake and ice cream. I don't have a problem with that. But mostly healthy, because I want to be healthy and strong and fit, and I want to live healthy and strong and fit as long as I can. And I know you want the same thing. But anyway, awareness, going back. That could be your first step. You know for yourself what your first step is. And maybe the first step will just be, you know what? I am going to track my calories. Now that I'm aware, first of all, I'm gonna make sure that I am solid with tracking all of my food. I'm tracking all of it, and I'm talking condiments, ketchup, mayonnaise, salad dressing, butter, these things, oil, right? Because that stuff counts. Awareness, tracking all of your food. And this is a problem for a lot of women because they're afraid. They're afraid to track all their food because it's like out of sight, out of mind, and like la, 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 la. But that's a silly thing because we got to become aware and remove the emotion. Just get the emotion out of the way. This food is not good or bad, you guys. It's just is what it is. It has a value, some kind of, it's got a value, a nutritional value. It has how many calories, how many protein, how many carbs, how many fat, whatever the macro is of that food. It's just data. Let's remove the drama. It's just data. Become aware. Take back your power. One step at a time. There. Boom. Easy. Simple. See, got to keep it simple or you're going to fall off because you're trying to make it complicated. It's not complicated. It's simple. So this is why women skip ahead. They think I know that pride comes before fall every time. Every single time. So I want to encourage you not to jump ahead. Start with square one for you, wherever you are. Okay, because without knowing what currently is happening for you, okay, without fully understanding what's currently happening, we don't know. And you need to know if you want your power back. If you want to have control of the data, you got to know the data. You cannot manage what you don't measure. You can't manage what you don't measure. So once you build this awareness, you have removed the guesswork. There's no more guesswork. You are in charge, girl. You know. You never need another diet again when you know this stuff. Never. You got it, right? Remove the confusion and you finally have something that you really can work with. That's where control begins. And I'm not saying control because we're going to be controlling people. That's not what I'm talking about. You have control of this. It's not out of your control unless you ignore it. So you are a woman that wants to have the power. You want to have the success. You want to finally make this work. I know you. And it can work for you, but you got to remove the emotions. You got to get real with the data. You got to take it one step at a time. The woman who succeeds builds habits, not just working towards results. The woman who succeeds builds habits, not just results. Because what happens when we build the habits? Now, when life gets lifey, girl, what happens? You have your habits, your solid foundation. Nothing's going to get in the way. It's second nature now. It ain't a matter of how am I doing this? No, it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if. It's just, you just know because it's become second nature because you've built the habit. Take a look at any woman that you know who is successful at her fat loss, successful in transforming her body. Do you think that she just did this by being successful? Heck no. It requires building habits. And when we get to that point where we're like, man, you know what? That's right. I just got to build a habit. We don't have to judge ourselves anymore. It gives me flashbacks to when I was building my habit in fitness. I know I've shared this many times, but this is my flashback. Showing up. It doesn't matter if you get that workout in sometimes. It matters that you showed up because building that habit, way more important than how great that workout was. Because the women who are successful in their fitness, successful in their fat loss, are women who keep showing up. Why? Well, because they're getting more reps, more repetition. So naturally, they're going to get the results. Naturally, they're going to have success. I know how elementary this sounds. But it's true. It's true. It's the simplicity of it. It's, I don't know. It's just, what's the word? How about we drink some water? A little swig, real quick. Still can't remember the word I wanted to use. It's just mind blowing. Just mind blowing. The woman who gets results with building habits will get to keep her results. You see, you may get some results along the way. You may get a few results here and there, but what? Life happens, starting over. This is a yo-yo crap. Like, I got sick and tired of that. I didn't want that anymore. I wanted more for myself, and I know you do too. So sure, get some results and then go back to the old ways, gain it back, or build your habits. Which one we choose. And it's never too late. There is this thing called neuroplasticity, which means our brains can continue to learn and change. It's a beautiful thing. Never too late. So we're not chasing perfection. Stop doing that. There's no such thing, right? Women who are successful are focused on building habits. Women who are successful, they keep things simple. Simple. Women who are successful, they stay consistent long enough for the habit to stick, and then long enough to see the results. If you fall off of something, it's because you have stopped your habit and you started doing something else instead. Because you can build habits in the opposite direction too, right? We can go off in a different direction. So don't rush the process. Don't try to skip the steps. This isn't in your best interest of you and your best version of yourself. You deserve to give yourself the best, right? You deserve that. You're worth it. Girl, come on. You're worth it. Don't rush it. Keep going. Build the foundation first. And I'm going to say this again and again. I die on this hill. A habit is not built in 3 weeks. A habit is not built in 21 days, girl. A habit is built and takes as long as it takes. I think I read somewhere some new study saying it takes around 66 days. But that doesn't even matter. What matters is that you stick with it. You keep repeating until it becomes the habit. Don't add another habit on until you know that habit has stuck. Then you've freed up the energy to begin the next habit. It's simple. This is why everything else works. It works when you do it. When you do this, it works. Of course, who are you, right? Who are you showing up? What's your why? And why are you doing this? So anyways, that's what I have to bring to you today, girl. I hope some of this spoke to you. I use these concepts all the time. Not necessarily in my fat loss but in my nutrition. But obviously I have built these habits. Otherwise I wouldn't be maintaining like I do. Oh, did you want an update on my cut? I didn't even tell you. I may as well just give you a quick one, and then I'll give you some closing thoughts. I really do hope though that this will stick with you, because I use everything that I've shared with you today. I use it every day, not necessarily with maybe with fitness, because maybe there's something new that I need to work on, and I know that if I want to improve on it, I have to repeat it, right? But with my fitness, with my nutrition, that's solid for me. It can be solid for you too. Just keep going, doing the things consistently, building that habit. But anyways, I really do hope that something spoke to you here. And I would love to hear from you on social media or leave a comment here. Let me know what your takeaway was. I love to know that, because I sit here every week and talk into this microphone like I'm talking with you, and I know I'm talking to many of you. I don't get a lot of feedback. I do appreciate it when you do make a comment, and those of you who have and do, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I see them. But I'm just talking to this microphone with all my heart. I'd love to hear from you. What was your takeaway today? So before I close, I will give you a little update on my cut. Okay. I've been doing this cut now. I was in the middle of week 7 this past week. And what was happening was definitely seeing progress in my pictures. I didn't take pictures yet. I will. But I took pictures after 4 weeks. Did I do that? Did I take pictures? Shoot. I don't remember. Did I? Oh my gosh, girl. Sorry. I know you get it. Anyway, I'm seeing progress. I'm sure I'm taking pictures because you see them in social media. But anyway, I see them. I see the progress in the mirror. Definitely seeing more definition in my abs and more definition. I see more definition in my arms, my shoulders. If you're watching me on YouTube, and my clothes are feeling looser, and not looser, but just feeling more comfortable because I had kind of felt like I was getting a little more, a little more to me. And not that there's anything wrong with that. So here's what happened. I'm getting progress, but I was feeling fatigued and tired. And I was like, oh, I need to drop my calories some more because the scale hardly changed at all. I would say it probably changed by 4 pounds or something. But, as soon as I go back into maintenance, that's going to increase. The weight on the scale is going to increase, but my, definition stuff, that's going to stay the same just because of the way that I've been doing this. I know my body, I know how it goes, and I needed to do this cut. But there was this turning point for me in this past week where I was like, I kind of got in my head, like I went to see the scale lower. See, I do the same crappy things too. I have to coach myself. Like, Anna, come on now. This is body composition. It's not about the scale. So I was like thinking I needed to drop my calories a little more. See, crazy thinking, crazy stinking thinking, Anna. No. But I was feeling exhausted, tired, and my body wasn't recovering as well from my strength training. So this past week, I gave myself permission. It's like, you know what? It's time let's go reverse it. We're going to reverse them back into maintenance now for the past couple of days. And, reversing is also a strategy. It's not like go back to maintenance calories. We bring it up slowly to maintain our metabolism, responsiveness, and strong, doing this strategically. So I am strategically bringing up my calories little by little over the next, couple of weeks. But the thing that I told myself, and this, maybe you can relate, maybe this is something you might want to consider, is always a good idea, okay, to take diet breaks. And I probably will talk about that at some point too. But, I said, you know what? I can come back into this. I can come back into a cut in a couple of weeks if I want to, right? But I knew and another sign that I needed to get out of the cut was thinking about food all the time too. I was like thinking more about food than normal. I'm like, it's time. So anyway, I'm excited to report that I'm reversing out of my cut. I'm very pleased with my results. And it is really good. It's really nice to bring those calories back up. And the difference between being a calorie deficit and being in maintenance in terms of my calories is not the type of food I'm eating. It's just more of it, right? All right. So in closing, after everything we talked about today, girl, I just hope that something spoke with you, helped you. If that's you, that you feel like, I just keep on starting over. I just want you to know you haven't failed. It's just, let's build these habits because you've been trying to build results. You've been trying to get that outcome without first building and creating the habit that will sustain it. Okay. So keep it simple, slow it down, and focus on one habit at a time. Because that's how this finally becomes something that you can stick with for life and never need a diet again, and trust yourself and trust what you're doing. You're new, who you are, the new you. You're who you're meant to be, really is what I meant to say. And if you are wanting help and coaching and want to be a part of a community of women who are working on these things daily and encouraging and supporting one another and getting the results, but also becoming who they're meant to be each day, because that's the most important piece here, the mindset piece. If that's you and you want the support and the coaching, I want to want to invite you to Rock That Fitness. You don't have to wait. The doors are open, and that link is in the show notes, and you are more than welcome to come in, and you will get guidance step by step. Right away. You can begin right away with guidance inside of Rock That Fitness membership, the course, the portal and support right away, and coaching calls weekly, and the app, the RTF app, everything that you need to get started in a way that you've never done before. And I will be more than happy and overjoyed to help you and be alongside you for that journey. All right, girl, that's all I got today. Just look forward to hearing from you. And please give the podcast some 5 stars, 5 stars, some reviews. That way it gets pushed out to more. I know there's like a ton of podcast episodes out there. And I know that our message from the Rock That Fitness method and message will speak to the woman that needs to hear it. And if you've been enjoying it and you share it, it's going to hit. That's going to go out in the ether. That energy, that frequency is going to help reach that woman who needs to hear this message too. I love you so much. Thanks for your time listening today. Remember, self-care, self-love all day, every day, in every way. Do I have your word? Good. Let's rock.